articulate is open. So what we try to do, which we will now also demonstrate once I'm done with giving you the preview. Let's say we create a course page, like the initial course page, which a learner may see once they, they enroll for a course. So they get in the course title and the modules which are part of the course, etc. So to do so, then we will see the master slides also, because we need to ultimately create a set of master slides. So what we do, I'll give you how the design could look like, perhaps, so we can have let me insert some shapes to tell you. Let's say we have a title of the course or the course series over here. So we type in the text and we write down whatever the title we want. Let me put it in a right text. Let's say course title, or maybe you can say the course series. So we have course series. If there's a part of any particular course, sometimes it happens that one course is a part of one particular series, then we have it this way. So there we go. You can use the control button. Yeah. And then you can select it, the text, as I'm doing, and then your control button, your alt button, and increase and decrease. Usual control shift and your increase, decrease. Same thing which you do it in the PowerPoint. So control shift, you use the arrow, which is increase more than arrow, and the greater than. So when I say greater than, size will increase. When you say less than, size will decrease. Yeah. And then let's say we can consider inserting a image, maybe, if you want. So let's say here we will have one image, a course image perhaps, and then we could have 3 images which can, how do you replicate? Control and then select that particular text box or the shape which you have, or whatever object you have it on the screen, and then keep pressing your control button and just select that particular object which you would like to replicate, and just that's it. See here, like this. Yeah, same thing. We want the course, also the name of the course. So again, another shape. See here, and then this, your course name, module name, module name. So this is where you will have your module name. So let's say module name, and this is module image. Yeah, this is the course image. So I'm going to just replicate this. Since I typed the text here, I feel maybe I could take this text directly. Yeah. So let's say this is one image, module image. This is another image. This is module number. Let's say number and name. Right. So there we go. We have 1 and we have 2. So 3 modules we are assuming. Now, once you're done with this, to make sure that these things are aligned, especially these boxes, it could be images also. You may go ahead, select it. I'll just show you in the image. Let's create it. It should look something like this. So you use the photos, shapes, triggers, audio. If you want the audio, and yesterday, if you remember, you were inserting the dialogues. And you may apply some triggers. And if you require, you can use state. At this moment, we are not using any states. We don't need it. Yeah, so how do we do it? We, again, the same way. This is a template structure, what we are looking at. This is a title course page. Once a learner enrolls for a course, when they enter the course, this is what they can see. You can create one title page also, like what the image and the course name, and the second slide can contain the module name. Yeah, so you can create your own design. So perhaps we are considering this as a design at this moment. And then we go ahead, we insert, let's say, a text box. I'll just demo it, the whole plan, and then maybe you could try it out. So we can change the shape color. Once you insert, as you know, this will get highlighted. So I can write down the shape outline also. So you can see now from blue, it's black. So I can write down, let's say, soft skills series. And in that you're doing, let's say, communication skills course. And then we get an image. So we can either take an image from our photos, illustration, icons. Of course, we're going to be taking the image. So we can look for something over here. Let's say soft skills. Let's see if I can get some relevant image. If I don't get, I can go to the Google. We can go to the Google and get some images from there, which could be relevant. So maybe this image. But again, the issue with the image is that image need to be a little widescreen because our screen size, we have kept it a little wider. Yeah, so now if I just decrease the size, you can see now image is fitting within. So this is an additional area of the image which is not which is basically left empty. So I have two ways to fill it up. One is I could take the same image, let's say this image, and make a copy of it. Yeah, and then another copy of it. I'm trying to fill the space basically. I'm telling you how you can fill the space in case you are really having issue like you're not able to figure out what is to be done. And then here you can get a little gray because this is all gray color. So what we try to do, we fill it up. Now this is not fitting good. So what we try to do to fill up the space is that we replicate this. So it will fit this area because the color need to be same as the image color. So you can replicate this, replicate this, replicate this, replicate this again. So we fill it up, whole area. Again, the image is getting little distorted because the background image color has changed because of all this. So to avoid this, we can have an alternative. We can get some image from the Google. So if I just search for some, let's say, office scene and look for some image, little bit, let's say panoramic kind of an image. There we go. Something I can take up here, here. So all are like kind of a widescreen images. This could also fit. The same image quality is almost the same. So I'm taking this image and fitting it over here. So this is one way of kind of covering up the space. Now what I'm doing is instead of covering it up this way, I'm trying to take an image which will be more widescreen and do a little bit of adjustment with the image. So there we go. If image is not getting uploaded, then what you can do, you can save the image to a particular place. Let's say I'm saving it on the desktop and then I'll take it from there. So insert and again pictures from the file because we saved it over there and it was not getting automatically when I copy paste, if it's not getting done, then only you can do this. There we go. Yeah, now we are able to keep it. We can do a little bit of corping. Finding a good image is important, which I haven't done. Because I just want to show you how you can do it rather than looking for a good quality image. So I can corp it up a bit here and there so that it will fit within that little space what we have, it a full image. And then we get some more images. Let's say insert, and I can go for some more photos. Let's say office or employees. So whatever you search, your Articulate will remember and show it from there. Now I can select some multiple images. Yeah, so these three images so that we can have it. So you can select multiple images at one go also, which you saw just now. I did it. Okay, so now all these images, let me select it together. So I'm again pressing my control button so that I can select all the three images together. And then I'm going to decrease the size of it. Yeah, and decrease this also a little bit so that I'll have a space. So the moment you select an image, your format will get highlighted, and that's where you have the crop option. There we go, placing the images now. Yeah, now to ensure these all are aligned properly, instead of manually aligning it, what you can do, you can click on this, select these images. Yeah, let's have selected these images. And then you can do the bit of alignment, which is not selected yet. Format and arrange. So you can look for the what kind of arrangement you want over here. Arrange and align. So we wanted so that it will have a good spacing out. So I can select this. So it will be evenly spaced out. Or I want it all to be together. We don't want this. We want it to be spread out. Yeah, so that little arrangement need to be done. This is where, yeah, there we go. Now let's make the button. So insert. And again, if you want, you can come to this button. You can take a button from here. Yeah, then I can have one button and I can write down, let's say module 1. And I can write the name of the module, whatever, let's say listening skills, because it's a communication series. So this is your module 1. And once you are, see, this is a button, basically what we have done. Again, use that control button, use the control button plus the scroll of your mouse so you can zoom in and out. So it'll be easy for you rather than just using this button, this increase size of your, over here, rather than manually doing it from here. I mean, it will be more convenient as you start, remembering and using the buttons. Okay, so there we go. Once you click on it, you will be able to have it change to a different color if you want. This is in the normal state. Now select this module, and then come to the states. You can see these are the states of this particular button. So you also have a state which is a disabled state, and you have a hover state in case learner. So what we can do, the disabled state, we can color it as a, let's say, this gray color. Yeah, I have to edit the state. Hold on. Edit state, come to the disabled state, and then color it gray color. So you can see the disabled change color because I editing it. I'm done. Let's say for the hover also, I wanted to change it. So I'm going to come and edit, click on the edit button, select the hover. And then let's say we want the hover to be green color. Okay. And then in case it's a visited state, this is a visited state, then we want the visited state to come in the orange color, let's say. Okay, so you can see now all the button colors we have changed. We say done once you're done with making the changes. Now, after doing this addition or changing only, you can now replicate it. If you want to change the color of the button, you can do that also. Let's say you come and edit this one, and we're going to make it a little black color. Let's say we might want to make it black color and say done. Okay, now we're going to replicate it over here, the same process of replication. You press your control button, select the object, replicate once, and then you replicate it twice. And then you change let's say this to, what do we say? Which skill? Probing skills. PRNG probing. And this one, what do we do? Summarizing skills. Let's say summarizing skills. You're done. Okay, now we need to keep these two states disabled. Once the learner finishes the module 1, and then only you want the learner to go to the second set of buttons. So these two buttons are now in the normal state. If you see it over here, it means if the learner click, they'll be able to enter over here. So if you want the learner to choose the which course he would like to start from these 3 options, well and good, the learner can do it, and you can give him an option to do so. If you don't want the learner to move to the module 2 and 3 unless until they complete the module 1, then in that case, you can keep these 2 buttons in the disabled state. So how do you do it? You can select the button at this over here. Yeah. And then you can select the normal state. After selecting the button, you keep it as a disabled state. See the gray color, it changes. Similarly, the same can be done for this button also. You can select it and you can keep it as a disabled state over here. And then we set a trigger. The trigger, we can connect this to a particular slide also. Let's say the trigger. This is very important because there are four things which are very important: slides, layers, timeline, your interactive elements which are there in place. Those are like, we use it often. So what we will do is select this button, and we can see now if the learner clicks on next button, they'll go to the next slide. So where we want the learner to go to the module one. So what we do is set a trigger. Yeah, so you can see now this is where we talk about the action. What action on that particular slide and when that action will happen. When that action will happen, when learner will do something on a particular object which is there. So each of these are object. So on the screen, this is object, this is object, this is object, this is object. These buttons are objects. Because we took it from the button, that's why we had states. Otherwise, we have to again manually create the state. So we can create a manual states also can be manually created using shapes. But since we have a ready-made option, we went for a button with a ready-made state, the default states basically. So now we select this button because we want to set a trigger. What is a trigger? Once again, we discussed it last session. Yes, you're absolutely right. So we're basically programming the articulate. It's a kind of very easy to do so by setting certain commands through which a particular action will be conducted. So here we set a trigger. So now check it out. What trigger we need to. So what action do we want? We want to jump to the next slide. Yeah. Next slide or next module. If we have already have a for module one, if we have a particular section, then we can, let's say we connect this to, this is our module one. Let's assume this is our module one. So I'm connecting this to this particular button. So when the user clicks on button one, so I can always come back and also name it the button one. Basically in the timeline, if you see here, button one in our timeline refers to, let's say button one, it's a module one. So let me write it as a M1. No, let me write it properly, full module one. Yeah, and then we have module 2, and then we have module 3. Yeah, so let's now do it. So jump to the next slide. We connect this particular scene with this particular module. If you have not created any scene, then you may go ahead and take a blank scene, or you can just kind of leave it at this moment. So I'm connecting this particular scene. See, we have discussed about the scene. If you remember, in a particular course, you have multiple scenes. So these are the scenes which are there in place. Yesterday, we imported some files of scene, which is there in the scene 3. And we saw a couple of slides. And we also did the task of importing a file. This is the one we did it. We imported it from the, we did a screencast and we imported this particular slide. So we have these scenes which are available. What we're going to be doing is we will connect our course, this particular course, to a particular scene. So how do we do it? We are doing it over here right now. We come to trigger. Carefully notice, we jump to, okay, next slide, or we jump to a particular scene. You can say next slide in your case, since you have not created any scenes. And then when it happens, not when timeline starts, but when the user clicks on the button 1, that is your module 1, and okay. Okay, now you see these 2 buttons are disabled. So we want these 2 buttons are enabled only when the user finishes the module 1. So how do we do it? So we can set another trigger. The trigger would be jump to, yeah, change the state of the, which module to normal, where user, what do we do? Which one? What do you think? When the state of your module, your button, or the module 1, right? This is where you have your button 1 is normal or visited. Here it will be visited. Why there are 2 button 1s? Oh, that's why I didn't change the name of it. That's why. Let me see if I've said it correctly. This is where change the state of the, once again, let's do it so that you are clear. I'm deleting this particular trigger. Here we go. So what action do we want? We want when this module is visited by the learner, then only this disabled state will become a normal state, clickable state. So at this moment, this is not clickable. Have a look. Let me preview this particular slide. So when we are clicking on this, see, if I hover, it's a green color we have set. But if I come here, nothing is happening. These two are disabled. Remember? Once this course is visited, it will become orange color because learner entered that particular scene. He completed the whole course. He is now coming back. We have a back button where he will come back to this main scene once again to go to the next course. So in that case, this will become your orange color because we have set that particular state. So the moment it becomes a visited state, because you can see here, our states are here for the buttons. Let's say button 1 and the states. This is your visited state, that's your orange color. So once a state changes to visited, that is orange color, this will automatically get to black color. That is will become a normal state. At this moment, these two are disabled. So what we set a trigger for that. So change the state of the module 2. Let's do it for module 2 to normal when user. Which one? Which action? What action? When user? Yeah, the question is we need to change this to this particular these two button to normal once the user finishes this particular course. Yes, other module will become a normal state. Now these two are disabled states. We need to make it in the normal state. So what do? We select that particular button. We set a trigger for it. So change the state of what? Your module.
Module 2.
Yeah, to normal when user
clicks.
This module 1 we are talking about. When the state of the your which button? Your module 1 selected is, let's say, visited. There we go. So we set this particular trigger. Now what you can do for the other also, you can set it manually. Alternatively, you can copy it. So this is how you copy the trigger. See here, this is a new trigger. You can edit the trigger. There's a copy. So copy this trigger, come to your button 3, and then just paste this particular trigger over here. You can paste it from here, or I can just paste it from the Control V from my keyboard. There we go. And if there's any edit to be done, maybe perhaps I should do the edit also. See here. Now double click it so that you will be able to see it completely. Change the state of the button to normal when the state of button 1, let's say, plus also the state of your module 2. It's just not module 1, both are visited, say okay. Because we want both, not just this one. Are we getting it? Yeah, let's preview it, the whole thing. I think previewing whole scene will take a bit of time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just we can connect also. If you want, you can connect this to your another slide, but right now you can perhaps preview it. Let me just show you quickly. This slide only I previewed. So here it is. Yeah, so now this is not available, but if I click on it, this also is available. Let's say I visited all 3. Everybody clear? Yes, absolutely. You can refer the command. That's what you need to do. See, these commands need to logically come to you. These commands is what we have to learn. So most of the time you will find these things. Change the state, show layer, hide layer, jump to slide. We will do all of it time by time, due course of time. Yeah, and then again, you will have, so action on what object? Okay. And then when it should happen, when the user does something on certain object. Yeah, so apply this particular action, apply the logic basically. When you're setting the trigger, all we need to apply the logic. And just maybe it is just a second session, but by the time you come to another few sessions, it will become easy for you to also understand logically which particular trigger I need to set where.
Right.
Yeah, so I want you to replicate this quickly so that you get a little idea, not just seeing me, but also doing it yourself. So let's set the trigger then. We'll do it for 1 and then we kind of paste it and make the edits on that. Okay. So we didn't create a certificate. I should perhaps quickly also create a certificate. So let me just take it from here. Maybe some icon. You can get a certificate. Wow. You can take this one maybe. You need to get a better certificate. You know, getting it in Canva could really help. Just for us, I'm just kind of putting it, and you put the quick reference, and we see percentage, the percentage. There we go. There we can do that, you know, all the design stuff in terms of changing the, let's say, we want this to be a little bit more the certificate type, like something like this, maybe. And so now we are ready to set. Let's set the trigger. Okay, what do you think? What is that required? Yeah, let's so adjust variable. So we say which variable we already named it the points, value, what value we wanted. Let's say you want the value 10.
10.
Yeah, when user, yeah, when the state
Of
of
button.
what visited. If you want for the visited, since the color is same, if you want, we can change it something else. So let's change it so that we get a feeling that it's already visited. Do you want to make it green? You can do that. Right, green. Okay, so now I'm going to make a copy. Let's say this is round 1. So it just become easy, you know, because we chose a color and then kind of make a copy. And then I'm going to make one more. This is for certificate. Let me name it as a certificate. Yeah. Yeah. Now round 2, and this is round 3. Perhaps I should do the quick job of also checking button 1, button 2, button 3, and certificate. Yeah. Now round 2. Okay. Round 1, we have to set a trigger. So what will be the trigger? Take a quick guess. Mhm. Which slide should we jump? Sure, we can do that. And 3. Check if it's making sense. I think yes, this, and then finally, what is this quality? Okay, we can do that. Doesn't matter at this moment since we're just trying. Let's say jump to slide. That's your 1.3. Yeah. When the all good.
Okay, yeah.
Right. And then I think we can just copy this and apply to this, and also this, and also this. You can set it separately, but I'm just copying. So it'll be 1.4, 1.5, and 1.6 is what just we have to change it. So let me go to round 1 and we edit, jump to slide 1.4 when user clicks on round 2. And this is 1 point. Yeah, now another trigger. Yeah, so the initial state need to be disabled, right? Yeah, so what we do now, over here itself, since it's like the normal state is this, so we keep the disabled state over here. So what we do, initial state, see here, initial state, we keep this for round 2 disabled. Yes, exactly.
Got it.
Now what we need to do, that trigger wherein if this round is visited, then this will get to normal. Understood? If this
Correct.
round 1 is visited, then round 2 get normal. Then if round 2 is visited, then round 2 get if
Round
all
2.
rounds are, then certificate get thing. Right. Okay, it's your turn. Choose. What do we do? Which trigger? We just hit a button. Okay. Round 2. Change the state of the round 2 button to normal. Am I correct in this? Yeah. When the state of all good? Okay. Just quickly, I'll just check the score, whether that's been not scoring not added. Let's just add the score also. We say adjust variable. Which variable? Point variable. We can add value 10 when the user, let's say, clicks on round 2. I'm just checking if we can put a condition that, okay, this is not required. I think this will do anyway directly. And for round 3 also, let's hit adjust. We can copy also instead of copying and just showing you, since it's a number variable, which you are seeing, we haven't again earlier tried it out. And then when user clicks on round 3, did I set for this one 10 points, 10 points, and 10 points? Right, done. Okay, now comes this one, that same variable, same aspect to be done. Change the state of normal. Add. I forgot that to change it. Yeah. Add point for all add points. I forgot to change it. Completely overlooked. So sorry. Yeah, this is. Let me once again. You adjust variables, set variable point, add. How many points? 10 points. Yes. Yes. Yeah, and done. Done. Okay. What else is pending for certificate? It's pending. So we again go change the state of the certificate to normal when user clicks on the states
Yeah.
visited. Right. Okay. So review if any trigger is pending, which we require to add. And you can see the branching out which is taken place over here also. That
Correct.
gives
Yeah.
a better idea. And perhaps this itself gives an idea if something is going wrong also. So we can see now here, this is 1.3. Let me just quickly revisit 1.3, why there's a double arrow coming up. Okay. When the state of the round 2 is visited, the player triggers need to be removed. We need to remove the player triggers. That's why the double arrow was coming. Now, so the double arrow is gone. Yeah, now we require a back button. So we'll insert a back button because they have to go back every time to 1.2.
Oh,
You got it. So I'm going to go and insert a button. Let's keep the same color. And I can keep something like this. A picture. It can be written words also, but I just inserted from there the picture. Increase the size. This would do, right? And I'm just going to copy it. And before I set the trigger, then I'll set the trigger. That's it. And then here, jump to slide 1.2. When user clicks on button 1.
okay.
Same thing here. Only one button is there. These are also images, but so 1.2. Yeah. When user clicks on button 1. All done. Let's see if things are all
Yeah.
right in place. Let's say long name, short name will do. Let's okay. You can once again. We have not set a
Yeah.
separate button. We can do it. And then there we go. Round 1. So hovering effect. If I click on it, there we go. I hear read whatever input and then come back. Green because visited. Now this is in the normal
Now,
state. Visited.
okay.
And then round 3. Content came again. So here I can, in the timeline when you're visiting this particular one, but my variable, that number variable is not adding. I have to check it. I need to ensure that I can put this button in a little later in the timeline if you really want the learner to preview it. Something went wrong in the maybe in the trigger. No other reason it could be other than that. Let me see if the naming is correct. It says points. Yeah, I've used it 4 times also, which is also mentioned here, but it's not adding. Adjust variable, add value, correct. Add variable points. Okay, something wrong. This is correct.
value only, 10 points only, 2-point variable. This is absolutely correct. And value only, 2 points. Yeah, let me check. Where did I go wrong? It's looking correct. See, same thing we did. In our case, the name is score because we put it as a score. Okay, so
Yeah.
I see a little different condition being when the state of is visited. Okay, when it's visited, you have to put in the points. What did we do? We do a little differently. Let me try that visited stuff then. Where do we have it? Adjust variable, add 10. Let's say round one button is visit. Okay, let's see if this is going to work out. Where did it go? This one. I just copied pasted it since trigger is only. Let's check out what's going to happen now. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. And again, I will go. Okay, good. It's not increasing. And then there we go. Again, I want to visit. Still, the score is 30, and there we go. You got a certificate. Perhaps this is like a rough, it will not be the same effect. Now, in the other than see, also I have mentioned that these the condition which we have put that the state of all the buttons would be not normal. These only one is
Yeah.
normal initially, and things are getting normal one by one. So I am
Correct.
going to when I visit only, then only this button get enabled. It means
Huh.
my trigger need to set on the visit button because in the visit button only your these buttons are getting a normal condition. When I'm visiting this one, this is getting normal. The moment it get normal, I click on it, then I get a point for it. So when I'm visiting it, then only I'm getting a point. If I click on it, if you get a point, then it could happen that you may have not visited the button. When I'm
Correct.
visiting, it's taking me else also. So this is what you
Huh.
need to set for the trigger. Oh, once again, I'll just open that. Yes. So that's exclusive. That's why each button have so many states, and each states have its own kind of an indication. Right. So
Correct.
just in short, adjust variable, add value 10 to the point, and when the state of the round, that's why I was just looking at, that all the triggers and the things are fine, but when I'm using that user clicks, then it's not clicking. I mean, it's not happening. Moreover, the buttons are also disabled. Okay, just apply this. Yeah.
Correct.
So try this out briefly. It wouldn't take a long, you just have to get some stuff, fill up the space. And perhaps this is just a small mini sample. You can make interactivities more using this option of both the names and the scores. How the scores calculation happens automatically. This is basically telling us that how scores can be calculated. And in the end also, if you want, you can add up like a separate slide where you can show the result that, okay, you got so many points. Now, this is very easy, 10 points you're giving. Now, suppose inside this also you have multiple slides. And then only when they visit, let's say there are 5 slides for this round one. So each slide, as they are visiting, you can add up like some points will be added, or each slide they visit, then only they will be able to have an enablement of this particular next button. So in your course, which will have so much of content, it will not finish in these few many slides, but it will prolong. Then in that case, you can add multiples. It will be like they have to visit this and then another one, then another one. Then the last slide will have that back button. Sure that the player triggers you get rid of. Yeah. So in
And I
these cases, especially. Yes, yes. Then what you need to do for each round, you can set a score. Like for round one, you have 5 questions coming up, for example. So if you answer all the 5 questions correctly, then you get 5 points. If you answer 4 questions correctly, then you get 4 points. Now, questions will be doing that also in our sessions, upcoming sessions on these different type of question option. What you have, I'll just show you quickly. This graded questions, different types of question, and you will also have a default that result slide. So in within the same you can add up those content and the quiz, and then based on that score can be calculated, it can be added to the main score, that trigger can be set. So here itself you're giving some score, and you can say that
Okay.
score is getting added to this variable. All you have to use is variable name, point variable, and you can say module point variable. This is a main variable, main points. You can rename it by changing it. Let's say I'm not renaming because the whole thing will get spoiled, but you can rename it as a total points, a total score. And these you can say module or round points. So each project can have multiple variables in place. You can perhaps create that. Some variables can be also, you can copy the selected variable. And if you want to edit, you can do so. You can change it by clicking on it. So at this moment, the idea is to first introduce a text variable. Then I'm showing you the number variable, which will do automatic score calculation as it is happening over here. Yes, we have one more variable, true, false. With the 3 types of variables which are available. So your third variable would be, we call it Boolean's variable, which is true, false variable. Yeah, I'll be showing you for interaction for that also. But again, as you know, it's such a vast thing, just comes bit by bit. I'll show you an interaction. So basically, I'm going to preview it for you first, and then I'll tell you how we can do it. We will be doing it with the help of variable, right? Now, we would be using both the variable, that is your text variable, as well as your, number variable. Last time you've used only text variable, right? So let's preview this and then we'll see how it is to be done. This is how we create simulations, perhaps, because we engage the learners with some scores, and prompt them, okay, earn more score, and then you get the certificate. Yeah, I think I haven't shared the sound. Let me
gain 10 points for completing each round. You need to.
Let's explore a few aspects of customer
I hope you
service
can
in each
hear it.
round. There are 3 rounds.
In each round, you
Komal,
will be
can you
able to
hear
gain
it?
10.
Okay,
You
so
need
there
to
we
get
go.
minimum 30 points to get the course certificate.
Yeah, so you can see by the time she finishes her whole thing, this start button will appear. So we are making the learner get through. So again, I will give you, let's say you are now in the hot seat. And there we go. You have 3 rounds, as she explained. Each round you need to complete. So if you see button 2 and button 3 and certificate, it is disabled. Click also, it will not work. I should enter the round 1, complete the task, and then only this will be enabled. So round 1, so this is just a preview because I have to show you the sample. It can contain a quiz or some kind of input, like you reduce the volume a little bit. So music is added. But I'll into this further. Yeah, and a little bit of text. So I've also added a zoom so that the learner can see. This have to click on this. Then once again, click back, it'll go back. Yeah, then the learner finished reviewing the whole thing. We can add a voiceover. I haven't added the voiceover instead of that. I just now see the round 2 is highlighted. 10 points is also added. Now let's assume the learner will not go to round 2. He will go back to round 1 again and get 20 points. 30 points is required. Remember, It was right at the beginning. See whatever I want to see. Come back. My score is still 10. So bad, right? Number of rounds I go. See, each round will give you 10, fetch 10 points. Even if I
Okay.
visit a round again, my score should not increase, isn't it? It should not become 20, 30 and then over. Because 30 is a
Correct.
maximum points required. I
Correct.
should enter the round 2, then only I'll get 10 more points. So each round will fetch 10 points. It shouldn't
Mhm.
happen if I click 3 times here, I see, okay, I'm going to come back. My points will give me 30. So round 2, let's enter. So there's a video added,
Mhm.
bit of music in the background with the video.
Okay.
Yeah, already found it. I've reduced it to the minimum. Now I need to go. See, the next button, back button is not enabled. Fully making the now it came because video is about to end. Come the learner to view the video. Then go back. Did not see the whole video, and now my round 3 is highlighted. If again I visit my round 2, let's say, because I already visited, back button is here. Okay, so 20. Now I go to third round, yeah, and go through these are markers. We will be learning about it also. I just added just to make you understand. And music is added, back button came, and a certificate. So now
Mhm.
certificate is ready. See, it was disabled. I can now see the certificate. There we go. Okay, the certificate, but this is just a review. So we can
Okay.
get it from Canva, we can get it from Google, the certificates and all that. Yeah, and
Uh-huh.
that's how the whole thing completed. Certificate can be downloaded also. So there's a trigger for it. You can add it to the player, a print button, or it can be added using this. There's a trigger for it. If you just go to trigger and jump to here, you have it. Print result.
Print
Mostly for
result.
result, but there is an option you can say print slide. See here. This is
Print
for
slide.
quiz. Yeah. So that can be added. I haven't added that. Anyway, we'll be exploring all that a little later also because JavaScript can be also utilized to add a print button to the your player itself, which will allow
Okay.
the learner to print all the slides, especially for those who have accessibility issue. Because that's what we have it in the forthcoming module, not now, little later. Yeah, so what we do, we attempt to create this whole thing. I want you to watch out a couple of things which is done. Regular stuff. The first slide is basically the regular stuff which you're doing. The second slides onwards is what we basically set those triggers. If you just carefully
Oh.
triggers. We will do it. I'll just show you how you can do it from the scratch. But this is just to give you a preview that when the state of the round 3, let's say visited, add this. So these
Okay.
same set of triggers, which you usually use, basically makes the whole thing happen. Now, if you see this, this preview, yes, exactly, this is how the branching is taking place. So the main key slide is this, where the branch.
Mhm.
And if you just show you the variables, we have basically for this project, there's one more project created. For this project, I have first name and the score as a variable here. First name and the score. This is for the other one. There's one more file over here, learner name. So these two are utilized over here because there's one more created over here. Right. So what we will do, we'll try to recreate it. Let me open a new file because already variables are created here. And that is the reason I'm opening a new file. Not opening from here. I can do that. But what happens if I open from here, then this will be closed and new will be open. That's the reason I'm opening from the Windows. So you can open multiple files at a time. I mean, don't open more than 2, 3. Maybe sometimes it just hangs. But 2, 3, 4, if you open together also, it doesn't create a lot of problems. It's all fine. Yeah, so as you can see, there are a few things. One is we just create a scenario. This is a scenario created, where character is described. You see here, in each round, you will be able to gain 10 points for completing each round. Typo, yeah. You need to get minimum 30 to get the certificate. You can decide, and this is just for sample. The name is required here. The reason is on the certificate, we want the name to be printed. Now here, maybe you're not using the learner name. Even here, you can use it very easily. All you need to add up the point a little bit. That
Yeah.
this trigger,
Very,
this
yeah.
first name you add it over here. However, mains for the certificate you need it. So you can see here the certificate, the first name, the learner's first name appears. You can keep both the names also, first name, last name. Because so we'll try to create like a preview, like same like this. So first, let me go ahead, first create the variable itself. We create, this is a name variable. I'll just put it as a name, text it is, and okay. Yeah, and then I'll just create a quick kind of, I'll just do the referencing in a moment. Let me get started with the referencing first. Go to insert, again, text box. You can do it this way, percentage, yeah, name, percentage. Yeah. Because we have that name only need to be typed, this name variable name. It is case sensitive because if I'm typing something else, then it will not take up. Okay, so I can now increase it a little bit. So if I just click on it, it allows me to make the changes. You know, if I want a different color, let's say variable, it should, and I want the text font to be a little bigger. I can choose a font also, whatever font you feel relevant. Let's say I can make it, let's say justified will be like towards the middle. Yeah, so let me keep it over here and just create a scenario. So I'm just getting a character. Let's say Lily. I can corp the character first before I enlarge it. That would be always easier, you know, than corping and then coming back and down. So let's say Lily, and we can have another character. So because a character need to tell, you know, so we can have a caption. Alternatively, if you don't want a caption, we can also have it in the form of a like kind of a voiceover which runs without any kind of caption. That could be available. Let me just add a caption, not voiceover, since the objective is to basically capture this. So I can create also a box, a name box. Let's say, I would say, enter your name. This is just for my reference, I don't need it over here. I can keep it outside also. But for my testing, I need it, so I'm keeping it. So perhaps what I can do, I can just reduce the text size, maybe 12, because it is just for reference. Enter your name here. Let me say enter your name, and we just give a that insert and come to your input box and a variable over here. Yeah. Now this can be increased. So I can change it also. Type your, let's say, name here. I'll remove the top one. Let's say full name here. That will solve. I don't require this. I can delete it off. The learner will type here. Let me just quickly get a caption for let Julia speak. Yeah, so whatever, Julia will speak. Okay, let's say again, let's say 10 points or whatever points you want. 10 points for each round.
Okay.
And let's say you need total, say maybe 30 points or 40 points, depending on the number of rounds or number of each round can have sub rounds also in between. That all you can create. I'm just giving you a simplified format. Let's say you require 30 points
Yeah.
to get the course certificate. In fact, you can do it for, let's say your course have around 10 modules. Each module you do this.
You're making him, okay, you have to get these points kind of. So whole objective is ensuring that the learner don't skip anything, especially the. And then let's say Andrew can say, let's say, um, let's say enter your name to get started. And name box is already there. I think it's pretty obvious that name need to be entered here. Yeah. This, let me keep it black itself and the regular font. Okay, which was a regular font we were using. I lost the regular font. I'm just going to keep that for time being. Yeah, just ensure if you want the full name, ensure the box is lengthy enough. Otherwise, what will happen? Some of the text won't be visible, especially on the certificate, because we are expecting the learner to type a full name. If you don't want a full name, the box can be small. Also same. That's the reason I lengthen it. Otherwise, it'll not fit in. I will never be able to see the part of it. It may overflow. Yeah, so that's the reason. Okay, so we add up a new slide, let's say basic. Couple of them, let me duplicate. Yeah, and now this is where we begin the next slide. Now we need a trigger. See here, when text entry loses focus, yeah, this trigger. Yeah, what should be the selection? Variable name. There we go. Yeah, let's now create the round. So I'm going to go get some buttons. Yeah. You can choose whatever color. Let's say we can keep it the red color. Just have to watch out for one more thing, that some buttons have this dual shade. If you just realize a moment ago, this is like a dual shade. So be careful.
Yeah.
Different button designs are there. So that is where this is a little shady, little different shade, full solid. Yeah, so that, okay. So we go ahead now. Let's create another variable now. And this is going to be your score, points or score, whatever you name it. Let's say points. And it's going to be a number variable. And okay, the default value will be 0. Okay. So I can write it over here now. Or you can do it from here also, that reference, remember? So, but since you're getting now, you understood the basic, you can type it, and perhaps that can be also a way to understand. I can write here, not able to. Yeah, I can say points. Okay, and now comes this is going to be our first round. So I'm going to just quickly create some slides so that I can, I can connect them, because I require these things so that I can connect it and then set the triggers accordingly. So I'm going to create 3 slides. We are assuming 3 rounds. So let me, okay, I'll just create it instead of importing something. Maybe a photo. What should be on? It's a project management. If I'm not getting anything, then I may have to go and grab from internet. Looks like that would be better. I hope you can see the screen. Google is open now. Yeah, so I'm just going to grab some images. So let's set this one. And okay, well, we have the Kanban table also. Because the image quality is bad, that's why I enter the image, that particular site. So perhaps I can put it as a tool. Basically, what I see a Kanban board. So I'll just go to storyline. Oh. So this is one slide. Let me grab one more image. Here we go. It's a pretty good image. So let's say we keep this first. And then one more image required. Or some text or whatever information we can insert. It's not getting selected actually. We have to take a screenshot. Okay, let me take some text there. Oh, I have this image. Solves the problem. Image quality is bad. Remember this animation? Yeah, so this slide only should come one by one. Here, what you do, select that wherever it's set, come back to the animation and then say no, none. Okay. Then set it again, whatever you wanted. So when you're setting it again, set this, choose this one. But please take a note, there are certain animation which may not have. For example, suppose I've chosen the fly in. If I choose, let's say, shape, and if I come back to my animation, these options, then I don't have it. You know, some of the options on the design, what I want. What shapes, these are the options available. By paragraph, so you need to check out whether that animation has that option. Whatever
Okay.
animation you're choosing, because different animation, different effect. Yeah. So you say none
Okay.
and then reapply some new animation. Perhaps that could work out. Okay, now let's go back. Now we are ready to set the trigger. Okay, so what we want, you tell me. Did we create the states? Let me see, visited states we needed. Yeah, it's a default. It's a button, right? So automatically it will have state, visited state. Because the moment you insert a button, it will happen like that. But if you insert some picture, like suppose I insert a picture, let's character, let me insert a picture. Or maybe icon, let me take an icon. Let me take this icon. This sounds good. Let's select this icon, come back to timeline. I can see this is my icon, states. Do you see any states? Now let me take a shape for you. Shape, and this is a shape, right? So again, see, how many states you see? But you can create more, you can use this button, edit button, and you say, okay, I want to create a new state. Then you can go ahead, click on this new, and you can create. These are the options available to you. You can type in, you can say, I want a complete new state, like a blast state or something different, like a balloon state or something. So these are the options. So I can choose, let's say down, let's say selected, and say add. Then it's getting added. I can change the color now. I can say, okay, I want purple color as a selected, or maybe green color as a selected. But for button, you will have it default. All the states of that's the beauty of the button. So I'm going to delete this off when we stick onto the button only, and we try to set a trigger now. Okay, yeah, you can change the color if you want.
Color,
But
yeah.
if I want, let me change the color so that it's
Visible,
more
yeah.
evident. So I can choose this. Sorry, I did a mistake of not editing. First, I should edit it and then select that disabled, and I can say this disabled state. Yeah, and this will be the visited state if I visit. Yeah. So let's keep the visited state as the same, or should we keep it a little different? Maybe I could make it more, make it gray. And this will be, why did the picture change? Hold on. I shouldn't do that. It should be the same as the design. Okay, so now I am editing this one gray and this one also visited. I visited. It should become same red color. Yeah, same as a normal red color. Hover, this could be the one down, and I think this gray could be the one, this one, disabled one. Good, all good.
Right. So I'm going to show you how the preview of it first, so that you get an idea what exactly happening. We have done it with the help of a slider, perhaps to give you an idea. This is a slider we are referring over here. Yeah. Now this will give like a panoramic kind of a view with the characters like this, what you see on the screen right now here. If you see, if I just show you, this is a big slider. And if you just see this scene, this is how it is. Slide size, if I just increase it a little bit, see here. Yeah. Now the slides, if I go to the next slide, this is not going to change, but you can see now it's become like a life size kind of a slider which we have inserted. So let's what happens with this particular scene. So perhaps this could be like one kind of effect that can be created. Yeah, I think I need to share the sound.
Laura,
It's audible. It's
Place.
audible.
Oh, yes, Brandon. I love it. Let's look around.
All right. So there we go. If we just look around. Dialogues could vanish in the timeline, though I haven't kept it, changed it. So perhaps slide to view the look around. Can you see that? Yeah, kind of like a panoramic. Yeah, you can see there is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this can have that option. So what you're doing is basically you're sliding the slider, and that's how the look around effect is coming. A learner
Okay.
gets an interaction like this. I'll just show you one more. Let me see. This is just a look around. There's no dialogue, but I'll
Okay.
give for you these two. So you get an idea, then we'll try it out. Oh, hold on, I did a mistake. I need choose selected slide. So again, what we did, we grab a panoramic image so that we will be able to put it on the slider, like a life size kind of a slider. Is the one you can see now. Though it's a like a look around. The image quality is bad. This one. Okay, looks like I didn't select the next slide. Is it? It chose these two, but it didn't preview for this one. So this is again that same kind of a thing. Selection of image is absolutely necessary. So it was carefully done for the first one. So how we do it, perhaps I can perhaps explain you. Yeah. So did you do
Yeah.
this one? This is the one I demonstrated, right? Last time. If I just
Um,
preview, just tell me because I don't recollect.
okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I think this is the one. So here, this
Oh,
button, the slider button can be changed. Instead of button, we are inserting a image. Absolutely. Yeah. So let's go ahead, try this out. So first, of course, we need to grab an image because we want a 360-degree image. I mean, not 360, I would say panoramic
panoramic.
image. Yeah.
Mhm.
So because panoramic image will be able to give me that that view, that look and feel of look around kind of a thing.
Correct.
So something which could be of good quality could be really helpful, but grabbing that good quality image is a little tough. Let me see if I can open a couple of them, and that could. Hey, this is the one.
This is good. Yeah.
Oh, it's a WEP file. It's not possible. I may have to take a screenshot, otherwise it won't work. Yeah, so I'll use this one perhaps. This is not that much panoramic, but a more wider size image will make a lot of sense because that'll give you a pretty good coverage, like this little more wide, like this one, as you see. Let me see if I can
Yeah.
take this one. Yeah, okay, so we go back to our slide and we insert, of course, we can go ahead, insert characters and all that if we wanted, which will be the top layer kind of a thing. You can choose a design how you want it. Let me take this one. Yeah. And I need to increase the size. The first right now, I will be replacing it. So as you can see it away, you have options. So I'm going to say format shape and come to picture. Yeah. And where do I want the picture? Not from the regular texture, but from the file. Go to that file destination. Take that and say, okay, there we go. The image is. This is what I have shown you over here. Now we have to do the adjustment. That is the most, I would say, not tricky, but the most crucial part of it. So we keep it smaller. I will enlarge the slider. Yeah. So you can see now how the outside layer, boundary of the slider, I'm kind of enlarging. Now it should be, this image should cover the whole area from the top here to here. What I need to do, I can select that image. Okay. Because I cannot change the size of the image. All I can do with the main outside thing. So I need to stretch it to the extent that it will fit like this, how I'm fitting it right now. You can see the same thing happening over here. If I just show you, see here. Do you see the slide? So this was the one, yeah. I should not lose my focus. Where is my slide? Is where I can keep it over here. Sure that it's covering the whole slide. And let me just decrease it a little bit. And a little bit. I need to increase it a little. So I'm going to keep it like this so that I can check it around now. So if I just slide here, I want you to very carefully, I'll have to increase it to the little on the top. I'll do that, but I want you to understand this. See this area? I will increase it a little bit, that white space will be covered. But I want you to
Okay.
notice that. It means this
Okay.
image should not go outside the slide area. This is our slide area. That care need to be taken. Similarly, if I go to this side, again, it's fitting within my, say, if you want to join two images, let me just take some images. Let's say it's a diagram or something. Let's say, what horizontal. It's a process flow chart, maybe. Or hell, I will require definitely something which is more widescreen. So let me go for image itself. But what I want to show you is basically how you can have two images, being taken together. So I'm just taking this because this looks real horizontal. Okay, maybe this one, let me just open and check it out. The quality is bad, so not going for searching for images right now. I just want to show you quickly how this can be done. Please, some image which is more clear. That could be really helpful. I think this we can take. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to paste it over here. Yeah, let's say I have further continuations. I'm just making another copy of it. I'm showing you how you can, combine two images. Of course, you will have a tool to do it. Right now, this can be also an alternative to combine. So I've opened a PowerPoint. I hope you all can notice, right? Fit within the preview of this particular slide, that's very necessary. Let me corp it a little bit so I can remove of the start. And assuming that this is a continuation goes over here, making another copy and then further corping it a bit more. Let's say this is a remaining part of it. Of course, anything goes outside the preview will not come in this in our, and then I'm going to put it in the, just aligning it a little bit. And put it in the slide show. Yeah, take a screenshot of it. So I'm taking a screenshot, but I'm taking the screenshot of only this area because I wanted my, that to have. Let me just take it a little bit more narrow. And there we go, taken. So the image is basically saved, there I'm just going to save it, though it's been already saved in the picture folder, but I'll just kind of save it in the desktop so I can easily access it. Let's say there's a picture one. Now, if I go back to my here, let's say that same image which we inserted just now. Oh, let me just insert it somewhere else, maybe. Yeah. Insert a slider. And the same image I'm going to take, I think this was the one. And close. So you can see now that just combines the image. So now you just have to do the setting, the process which you did just now, the whole process of ensuring that it's coming in. But since the image which you have created, it's just going to give you a good, what I would say, longer preview. And you're explaining something. The idea is to explain something. So we just have to ensure that it's fitting within that preview. This should perhaps, because image need to be again widened. Yeah, so now I have to increase this length also. Just a little bit of decrease. I think this is almost done. The decrease is a little bit set. It's covering the whole space now. What am I doing? We're almost covering the whole space. Increase the size a little bit. Now you can just preview this slide. That same image which we took, the flow diagram or whatever, let's say you want to explain. Image is not good quality, but perhaps it gives you that full coverage in terms of hovering around there and there. And then what you can do, I'll show you one more option in just coming up. That'll call light box. So if you click on that, then there will be another screen which will appear on the top of it. We're not working with a layer. So the description can be given and they close the light box. Again, a little bit of preview has come up. So setting need to be done in such a manner. But this is what I wanted to show you, that yes, you can take a longer image and you can kind of, you can combine two images. Let's say half you have done it over here, half that you have done it. And the whole image is like a square. And you can now divide it into this part. The one which is there here, let's say your, for instance, a not and show. This part is a longer one. It's a continuation in the bottom. So you can keep it side by side. Or you can keep the slider itself like a, instead of keeping it horizontally, you can keep it vertically. Right. So if you just check out, there we have this option called in your insert option. If you just check out option called slider. See these? So we were exploring the buttons. If you all have used the buttons, you have attempted to use a hotspot also. We have attempted to use a marker also. There were different scenarios where we can use for the marker. Of course, we were looking into 360-degree image, shapes, captions you're already using, video and audio also options, which you have it. You can also record from mic. That's when you play it, you speak, you start the recording. Whatever you're speaking, basically will be getting recorded. As I'm speaking, it's getting recorded. And then I'm going to save it. So this will be getting inserted here. So instead of voiceover, if you want, this option is there. Yes, I'm sharing the sound. So if I just play it, you will be able to hear it also. Give me a moment to play it. Basically, will be getting recorded. As I'm speaking, it's getting recorded. A portion which is played. Everybody? So you can also record from your side and do it. Right at this moment, what we will look into is basically this option called slider. Before I show you how we can use it and perhaps make some actions happen, I will show you a quick demonstration. Remember, the moment you insert a slider, it will be added as a variable. Sliders are basically having certain value. It's a variable. Variables are automatically created whenever we insert a slider. This is what it could be helping us in creating. Of course, there are different things you can create out of it. This could be one way of using it. So we are going to be talking about process of business problem solving. In other words, steps to solve a business problem. So voiceover can be added. In this case, it's not added. It says, let's learn the process of business problem solving. Drag the slider to know the 4 steps. Yeah, so I need to drag it. First step. There we go. I understand this is the first step. What do we do? Define the details of the problem, whatever the details been mentioned. And then second step, again, description is given. And then third step, there we go. And then fourth step, last step. So perhaps you can mention also step 1 to 3, which is not mentioned over here. So this is where we can use this slider. This slider can help you to give the description. You're giving a learner some interaction. And exactly the same, we can do it also. You can see in this, I have not added. The image is gone because I copied it. It was created earlier. The same thing, you are telling the steps to create a biryani, but the images have gone, guys. First comes the voiceover, a little bit of description. Okay, there we go. And then slide 1, the step image is not inserted. As I said, it's already gone. And there we go. So how are we getting these steps? We're basically inserted. The images are inserted off it. The layers are inserted. The same is happening over here. You've created a layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, layer 4, which you're creating right now. But the movement is happening using the slider on the base layer. So how we can do that, a particular scenario we can create. So visualize that you are explaining some process or steps. It could be anything. Let's say the process of creating a material, instructional designing could be, or process of creating a storyboard, or process of preparing a food item, anything, depending on the topic. Yeah, so what process do you think we should take today to do a quick demonstration? Okay, just for the sake of not taking topic, perhaps I will recommend you to take a topic of your choice. I'm just demonstrating it, so I'll just stick on to that. Let's say steps involved in same thing. Let's say business problem solving, since I have the content and the topic handy with me, or I can take some other topic. What topic should we take? Should go to the internet. Steps in machine learning, data analysis. Wow. The steps need to be less in number. I think that will help us in a more effective manner. So I can grab this, I think. This could help a lot. Mm, okay, we're taking time. Okay, this can be taken, I believe. Let me see if I can grab a better quality image. Yes, looks like we could. Wow, this is good quality image. This is going to help us then. Can take this then. I hope my entire screen is visible to all of you people. Yes?
Yes.
Right, great. Okay, so I'm going to take this. Okay, so we can definitely have a character who can kind of speak on this particular steps for each. Yeah, the image insertion is not of good quality, unfortunately. This is bad. I can't find any better image. Okay, I'm going to stick on to it so that we don't lose time. Yeah, so what I'm going to do first is quickly create some layers. And I'm going to take this for each layer. Let's say corp it a bit, because we're going to talk about multiple steps which are involved. Description is needed. Perhaps I'm not adding a description to it. So there we go. Delete this. I'm just going to create it. I think that's the better, faster way. And there we go again, corporate. You may have to do with the real content. I'm just doing it to just save a bit of time, because the idea is to just demonstrate it. And the picture I'm removing. Sliders and dials will always have a value to understand that. Yeah, so description can be added this side here also. Let me just insert a kind of a text box for description. Then And again, once again, quickly, where is the caption? There we go. The last layer. Description. Yeah, this need to be full size. I haven't cropped it so much. Perhaps you should, in case you're using an image. And for all the layers, the base layer need to be removed. So I'm going to quickly remove that also. Yes, it's done for all the layer. All the 6 steps are ready. I'm going to come back to the main slide. Yeah. I'm going to also remove this. Okay, insert a slider. So at this moment, I have 3 sliders already. So 4th one is getting inserted now. Yeah, you can choose a design of the slider, whatever you wanted. Let's say I inserted this slider. You can change the further design also by going to the format. What kind of button you wanted, that can be chosen. You can choose the color of the slider also if you want a different color. Let's say this one, the button type and all. Let me retain this, what I have chosen. Otherwise, you have an option. You can carefully, this can be also changed. Suppose I wanted a different image. So first I should grab an image. So there is no suitable image I could figure out. But if you want, that can be also done with the help of image. Let's say I'm going to save this as image somewhere in the picture. So circular image would have worked, but again, I think that is an option available. And then I can click on it, format, right click. This option gone. Click format and go to choose a picture of your choice from given. You can choose a picture from file. I don't know whether that image will really fit good, but let me try it out. There we go, that one. And see, how's it looking? Steps. Okay, now how many steps do I have? I'll just see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps. So I need to have the slider value. Click on the slider. Then you have a design. Go to your design and then choose your start value of is here. Okay. And you wanted around 6 steps, right? So you would make it 6 because you have 6 slides starting with 0. Okay, sorry. There we go. Select it, then only your design will come. And each step will be, let's say step 1. Initial value 0 and start. Your end, each step will be, step value will be 1. Yeah, so we have 6 steps, and that's why we have put the value as 6. So the slider will have 6 movement like this. Starting here, another, ending it with a 6 over here. Clear, people? Right? So again, if character wants to come in the view and talk about it, that can be done. Or you can give an instruction directly to the learner that click on the, drag the slider and to know the steps of the, let's say I'm going to write it like that. Okay, drag the slider to know the, how many steps? 6 steps. Let's say in data analysis. Okay, there we go. If you want somebody to speak on it, that is also possible. If you want to add some images or something, that could be also helpful. At this moment, I'm just keeping it like this because I just wanted to demo you how you can use it, right? So now what we do, we're going to be using the layers and then, sorry, not layer the triggers. And then what do we do? What do we do? Quickly tell me. You know it. Come on, come on. What do okay, show layer one, very good. Show layer one. When the slider moves, that's why we have the slider moves. Which sliders? We have to choose a slider. Our slider, let me see what is the name you have given to the slider. You can name it also. Here is a slider 4, so I can say slider data, something like this, data ANA. Just for naming the slider, it'll be easy. So you can see here also, our slider name is being changed because I changed it over there. Okay, so once again, trigger. So we have the show layer, let's say layer 1. When slider, of course, this is a slider. Which slider? Choose it. Which slider? We are talking about this slider on the slide. If you choose it, you will see the red color coming up. That's why you will know this slider. Okay, when it's value, yeah. So you choose that particular value, how you wanted the value. Between, no, we want it equal to, let's say 1. And say okay. Okay, and then create some more, 6 of them. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2 more, done. And then I say, okay, when its value, show the layer. Which layer? Layer 2. When its value is 2. Okay, show the layer. Which layer? Layer 3. When the value is 3. Which layer? Again, layer 4. The value is 4. There we go. Layer 5. When the value is 5, the slider value. Remember, sliders are always been considered as a variable because you have numbers attached to the slider. There we are done. We don't require this one. Delete. There we go. Yes. Everybody, for all layers done. Okay. And in the base layer, no buttons are required. But all you need to do is you need to basically hide if anything is there. So perhaps I need to also hide this one. This hide the what all are visible now. Okay. So I should hide all of it. I need to hide except the slider. Text box can be hidden. Require the slider. Only text box 2 need to be hidden, right? Yes. Only text box 2, and text box 2. Everybody clear? Slider and this is overlapping. So I just have to do a little bit of adjustment is required. So it's not overlapping that adjustment because I've inserted the slider later. So you may consider keeping that in mind. I'm going to bring down the slider a little bit below so that this overlapping issue will not happen. Drag that text box should also vanish. There we go here also. Oh, I should do this adjustment now. I was thinking that the image could be caught from top and bottom also. And this, see the text which is there in the background, that should not be hidden because if we want the text to be visible. So that adjustment is required. Here also the same thing to take this box. Okay. Okay, I'm just decreasing the size of it just to solve the problem instead of corping. Perhaps corping would be a better idea so that it just gives you a better preview in terms of the image which you have inserted. But for me right now, it's just the adjustment which I'm looking for. Okay. This is really going bad unless I'm like corporate. But right now, no other option, just to go a bit. There we go. We are ready. All set. All values are also in order. Yeah, we preview it. So there we go. Layer one, step two. That can be mentioned. Perhaps you can mention step one, step two. That'll give a better preview when you are doing it. And just ensure that in your base layer, nothing is overlapping. For me, see, it's this corner is overlapping, so it's looking like this. Okay, people, is it clear what you have to do with the slider, this value part? Yeah, and the layer. Remember, the hiding the objects in the layer, very important. You need to choose what you want to be visible, what you don't want. Yeah, so different things can be explained with the help of layers. With the help of layers and the slider. There are other usage of slider also. I'll show you. Just check out over here. You open a new project, okay? And then you will have an option. Let's see. Or even when you open a new file, that time also you will have import option. So you can check that also. Insert here itself. You can right click and see here new slide and check out the existing the slides which are available. Let's say basic, let's say import. So if you have something to be imported or from the content library. So if you just click on this velocity series, you can explore it. So what I would recommend, download the entire velocity, select like this is the first screen, the welcome screen. So I'm just kind of quickly doing it, the entire set of slides, and then we can edit it. 43 slides being selected. Okay, clicking. And there we go. It's going to just take few seconds to get it all being on a order. And then I can change and edit to begin with, especially when we often procrastinate, we'll start, not now, a little later, let me plan out and all that. And also to explore more views and all, of course, the templates also available online. However, this one is ready-made. So it can give you a kind of a kickoff. So if I just preview this, let me just preview this scene, though it will be too much previewing so much at a time. Okay. Because slides are many, it's going to just take a few more seconds to. Okay. Usually when you preview a particular slide, the entire slide will come with whatever the time duration. You can preview it 15 seconds and you can stop it. You can close the preview. For such a duration, there is no way, because most of the slide duration is shorter. So there's no way you can just preview half of the slide, a particular slide, and half of the you don't want to review it. They usually in the preview, entire thing will come together, that particular slide or selected slides. Click on the start button and see here. I hope you're observing. So you can see now we continue section 1, and then you again continue your how the instruction layout, that is a key points which will come, all the 4 modules or topics which is going to come. So this is like a template, objectives, course objective based on those key areas, and then there we go, the menu items. There we go, each menu item. And then again, these are player triggers, these back and front button, as you can see it over here. Again, the front, 2-column layout. So what can be done, this whole, once you insert, as I'm just playing, you can add more triggers to it, basic triggers. Let's say these are all just like a plain content. But if you see, the look and feel is pretty good. So the markers, layers, triggers, all can be added to it. That will give a better look. So see here, the scene again. So we can choose that. Again, this is not a thing, but again, I'm just choosing. Looks like my response is good or bad. Okay, there we go.
Yes.
Yeah, so, and again, back, let's say this one here, again here, right, bad, incorrect response. See, the character state is getting changed. Correct response, further correct. This is also, yeah, so that's where this can, and then here also, the interaction. We will do the quiz separately. We have a module on it, but this is just to give an idea. So this can give us an idea to get started. There are, of course, templates also available, but since this is ready-made, you can easily edit it. So that
Yes.
helps a lot. Right. Yeah. And then just going to go to one. See, there is no trigger set. In some slides, you will have trigger. For instance, this question one. Let me go down here. See here. When the user clicks on first scenario, jump to next slide. When the user clicks on the second scenario, again, jump to the next slide. So if you just open, you can edit it accordingly. You can choose a relevant slide also, which scenario. That slide number can be chosen from the given option, which you, I think, already doing it. So perhaps some triggers are there for some of the interaction slides, not all. This, but the preview, the look and feel is pretty like corporate type. So this can kind of could be a ways to build up something initial stage, especially when we have started learning. Right. Yeah. This is where we can quickly check if everything is fine in the timeline. However, we cannot preview it like a player. This can give you preview. You can call it preview on the slide. It's possible, but not like a player preview. So that's the only thing. You can do that for checking in case you would like to. Yeah. So let's say we grab an image. What kind of image you're looking for? Something on learning, something on Bloom's taxonomy, am I right? Okay, assessment. And we have a couple of these images as we can see it right here. So, oh, do you want like a learner's writing assessment, something like this? That could be an option. Okay, so let's take it that way then. Let's say I get a spelling error, but should not be a problem. Let me say if I type panoramic, it will take. Let me see if I can take this. So there we go. We copy it and we bring it to the articulate. There we go. Paste it. Yeah. Now, if I expand it, it's a problem, of course. So what I'm going to do a bit of corp so that I can just use the portion which I'm interested to keep. Take this image, make a copy of it. Yeah, here. I want the image to be placed over here and fill up a little bit of space by using these options. So the color will just fit in the same as you can. I have filled the space. And what I can do in this area which I have filled up, I can just select it and perhaps make everything come at the right place. And also over here and also down. See here, this button alignment. So everything is aligned, even if it's little, oh, this was not selected. That's why it didn't get aligned. I can do also get alignment of this by selecting everything. And then same thing. Everything is in alignment now. And I can insert some image if I want, another image over here, where I can get something on, let's say, which is written as assignment, assessment. Or I can write a quotation or maybe a welcome to the course, something like this. Whatever you feel would be the relevant one, can that be also taken? So in this manner, I'm trying to fit in something which is maybe sometimes not, so that it would just, I can take up this one. The color and all that thing is important. If you're not getting any images, then you can always take it from the library, the photo options which are available over here. Yeah, so there we go. So we're trying to somehow cover up the space. This area, I can also insert a text box and write something if I want some text to be written instead of this image. That can be another option. I can increase the size of the text a bit, like in quotation or something. So if you have a panoramic image, well and good. If you don't have it, you can fill it up somehow, making arrangements. See, this is also done that way. So this is a piece. This is a piece. This is a piece. All pieces are set together, 3 pieces. How did we get this piece? We just took the blue area so that it'll look like one image. We took a little bit of cloud, a little bit of blue area. Otherwise, this was like a square image. This image was completely square. Yeah, let's say this is our image over here. Yeah. What I did, this is our original image. Let me take that image. We copy it. Yeah, how do you do it? I showed you already. Select that particular image and then press your control button and just replicate it here. After replicating, I'm corping up and I'm taking only that
Oh, yeah. You told me,
area.
copy.
Yeah, and then I'm replicating it again. See, then I'm arranging all this replicated copy by going to format and arrange it. That's how this is done. This is
Okay.
how I'm getting these gray. And the same thing I've done for this one also. These gray boxes, this blue boxes come from the empty area. What I did, I got a small corner and then I expanded it. Because the color is same, it fit very well. This may not fit. Like I tried to do the same fitting for this one. The color got a little different, disparity in color. So to avoid the disparity, you can try it out. Most of the time, don't worry so much about it because your graphic designer will basically take care of it. They are supposed to do the graphics part of it. All you need to have as a developer, tell that, okay, I want this kind of video, this kind of image, and they'll get it done. Yeah, so as a e-learning developer, remember, just learning Articulator Captivate is not enough. Absolutely not. Having hands-on some other tool, not like very much thorough hands-on, but basic hands-on is absolutely important if you have to really develop a full-fledged course on your own. Okay, so I'm moving to the second screen. I'll tell you how you can create. Let's say this is your first screen. Now you're entering the module 1. Module 1 will contain some 3-4 topics or subtopics, we can call it. So what do? We again retain the same heading, let's say. So what learner did now, learner click on module 1. Once they click on the module 1, this is where they will land. If you want, you can bring a character. Let's say I'm going to take the same thing because it's a soft skill series, and then your module entering the module 1 now. So we will mention here, let's say communication skills, and you can mention further listening skills, module 1. Let's say module 1, and you say listening skills. I mean, you can title it however you want it. I'm just showing you as a demonstration of it. So we try to bring in a character. We can add a voiceover also. You can just see how am I doing it. If required, note down the triggers. There's no much trigger over here, but again, that will give you an idea on how to do it, and you can apply your own ideas to further replicate the second, the module 1. When you enter the module 1, what you want inside that particular module. So let's say we bring in a character who will speak and narrate a bit. Let's say we will take some classic character from here. Let's say Carmen, insert. We can just do a little bit of corping to just so that Carmen is visible over here. We can change the Carmen's pose, maybe make her hold something. Maybe let's say this one, or we can change her perspective. I think the front perspective will do. We can make her expression as talking. There we go. You can see now the expression. So instead of writing here, if you want, you can write it over here now. I mean, this is your idea how you want it. So I'm going to insert it over here. Text box format. You can go to your insert button, text box, get the text box over here, and then paste the text. Just size it a little bit. And if you want to change the text font, you can always do that. So select that particular text. The options are same. Your control E, control C, all that remains the same. You can come back to home and you can change the text. Let's say you wanted a more of Arial black, decrease the size of the module. There we go. And now you can have buttons. So these buttons are basically to enter modules. Let's say you have module topic 1, sorry, topic 2, topic 3. But again, we will not do this now. What we do, this is topic 1. You can write the name of the topic. I am writing just topic 1. There's some XYZ topic need to be mentioned. Okay. And then what we do, if we want to change the state, we can do the same. Or you can keep it like how. So if you want to change the state, again, come back to that button, click on. Am I going fast, guys? Are you all with me? If I'm going fast, please let me know. Right. So there we go. We come back to the timeline. And for the first button, do not copy the button unless until you want to change the state. If you want to change the state, let's say edit and then select that disabled one. Let me create. And then if I want to change the hover, let's say when the cursor is kept on that particular module, then the module color may change a little bit. If I want, I can keep it green. And for visitor, if I want, I can keep it orange. Just for reference, you can always keep your own color or keep the same as it is. So it's done. Then I'm going to copy it now. And so topic 1, control button, and just select that particular button and just replicate it. Let's you replicate it and you have around these many topics over here. So basically, when you say down, it'll be same as your normal most of the time. I mean, it's like that particular, same as a normal state in the down most of the time. There's no much difference. So let me just remove this one and you have these 4 buttons and I'm going to change the topic. Let's say topic 2, topic 3, and then you have topic 4. Yeah, now in the timeline, it's highly recommended always to, change your name of the trigger so that you wouldn't have any confusion. At this moment, we have nothing much to do with these triggers, at least for this slide. But as you go ahead, create the course, these buttons will become very critical for us because that's where we'll start setting triggers and we will connect the scenes and slides to it. So at this moment, we have 4 topics. If we want the character to say something, the dialogue may not appear on the screen, but we want the character Carmen to say something. So let's say Carmen, let's say a welcome message. Let's say welcome to course message. So I'm going to get some something from the internet just to do a little fast copy paste kind of a thing. Okay, so this one will do, I think. Yeah, so just taking it. And how do you do it? Tell me, guys, how do I insert a voiceover? We did it. Where do I go? Okay, so insert and then very good audio and then text to speech. Okay, so there we go. We choose a particular voice. This new thing has come up, neutral voices. It wasn't there earlier. So welcome to the course on communication skills. The goal of the course is to come away from knowing it. Okay. The goal of this course is for you to come away from it knowing you're amazing. Okay, I think the whole thing is like redundant, the whole exercise of copying pasting. Learn active listening skills. Oh yes, I deleted that. Thank you for telling me. Welcome to the course on communication skills. Let's begin with our first topic. Okay, just ignore some of the errors, what I have done, just to show you the whole objective is insert. Oh, hold on. This closed caption, very important. So it's always recommended, which I haven't clicked, but you must click on the closed caption. so that the learner will have an option to close the caption in case they don't want that captions to appear. Caption means the text which will appear. Yes, so there we go. I think we are set. Now, if you want, see this module, this is connect. We need to connect it over here. So we can do a quick edit. Let's say this one. We have when user clicks on button 1, you need to jump to which one? 4.4 now. So we can go to 4.4. Why it's 4.4? You can see it over here now very clearly. This slide is 4.4, which we created just now. Why we have connecting it to 4.4. So right now we will not, you already learned about creating the buttons and also how to disable the button. If you want, you can keep these button disabled. We're not setting the trigger at this moment because we will do it as we move across with the course. So right now, if you want, you can keep it disabled. That is completely how you want the learner to have a control over the course. If you keep it enabled, learner have more control over the course. They may go any module anywhere they want. If you want them to take in a sequential manner, then you may keep it disabled. However way. Now, once this is done, you need to set a trigger accordingly so that module, your topic 1 completes, then only they will go to topic 2 and then topic 3 and then topic 3. So you are taking the learner, giving them like a roadmap that this is how you need to sequentially learn from one topic to another. You cannot jump haphazardly from here and there, and then ultimately you don't learn and understand the whole aspect of the topic. Now, this is a simple topic, soft skills, but in certain complex topic, technical or certain aspects where things need to be taken in a sequential manner from a, you can say basic level to intermediate to advanced level. So in that case, this is super important. So we need to ensure that. Yeah, so I want you to quickly go ahead, create this this kind of option where you're from module 1, you're going creating a section header for your module 2. If you want, if you don't want the images, absolutely fine. You can always insert a character here also. A character will say module 1, 2, 3. And then as we move on, we will learn more stuff. We will start connecting each of these topic to that particular, section, the slides which we will create. So subsequently, we create another slide. We'll connect our module topic 1, then topic 2. So each topic will contain certain strategies. Let's say one topic will learn about creating layers. One topic will be about animation. One topic will be about, let's say, working around your dialogues, conversation. And then another topic will be on drag and drop. Another topic will be hotspot. So we'll connect all of them so that you will have a like kind of a scene which could be branched out, something like this. So at this moment, it's not branched out because we have not created multiple topics. So try this out briefly, what I just showed you a moment ago. There we go. You can see now this is I don't have the text with me because I just pasted it over there directly. So what can we do? We click on this here. This wherever you have the voiceover, click on it and you say edit your replace, or if you want to make a little, you can go back over there and perhaps make the small changes however you wanted it. So go and make some changes over here and then update. And please don't forget to click on generate closed captions, update. I mean, when the learner is actually going through the course, the captions will appear. So the learner should have an option to close it because some learners may not like it. So if you don't click on the closed captions, then automatically the captions will appear. So we want to give a control to the learner on that. I've opened a new slide. Because slide master, the whole thing, whatever template you create with your company logo or whatever, so it will basically appear in your in your slide master. This is where you save it, the whole template basically. So right now I'm able to grab one logo. So I just searched for some logo and I thought this could be a very good one because it is a pretty good image quality. Yeah, then I come and open a blank file because I'm going to create the slide master for it. So basically creating a template. You already have a lots of template which are available in your library, which you just check it out over here. Let's say new, and you can look into the content library, my templates. You will find some in your content library. However, we would like to create it based on your company's logo or your client's logo and a particular color theme based design. So what we do, you come to the main, remember I told you yesterday also, usually you have 5 type of layout, which is the default. See here, title content, title only, question, question with media and blank. These are the default one. So what we do, we create some more designs which will be added to your slide master so that we can reuse it and it will appear over here. So we come to the view and then click on slide master over here, slide master. Now you can make the edits in the slide master. So let me say I can duplicate this particular slide master because I want to retain those original 5. I don't want to give it away, right? So in my duplicate slide master, now I want to insert in both the places, I will insert the logo. Yeah, so let me take the logo, format the logo a little bit in terms of not zoom, but the size so that it'll just fit in that particular corner. Yeah. So let's say we would like to insert the logo. Where do you want to insert the logo? Bottom, right, left? Where? Let me just delete it off. Delete the slide master. We'll retain this one only. People? Left. Okay. Here, left side. Okay. Where? Bottom or top? Top would work. All right. Let's keep it in the top. And let's give it a, because I can see our logo is of white and red color. So what I can do, I can create this header, something like synchronizing with that color if we want. So we come to format and we shape format and we insert something from the color picker. Let's say, I think this is kind of synchronizing, and then take the title and come back to home and change the color to white, the text color basically. You can see it over here now. I can, if I want, I can keep it bold. I can change the font also. Let's say I wanted more of this particular font. So depending on your color theme. So we can create a couple of them. See, it's all, whatever changes you're making in your master slides are also getting showed up over here. So we can make some edits so that it will fit within that particular preview. So I'm just trying to do a proper little alignment of it. See, whatever changes you're making in these 5 slides, you can add up more slides also. Everything will appear over here. We can change the font also if we wanted. So making a bit of alignment over here. And let's say the image comes over here and text aligned in the middle. This is a blank one. Let's say we would like to add one more. So I'm going to insert over here. Let's copy of it, make another copy. Yeah, and then make some changes. So what kind of changes we want? Let's say we would like to insert maybe a video if you want, or maybe we would like to create some kind of a design where you will have this panel, let's say red color. And you can change the color, shape outline also same. And we would like to insert a text box. Yeah, so let me write it as just a text box. It should appear over here. Oh. Yeah, so I'll just take a text box from here itself. Slide text. And insert it over here. And then take it to this side. Change the color, the font color basically to white. And then we can have a, here is your image photo. So I can also insert it over here, a little bigger size. There we go. And a little bit. So we just created, you can create multiples like this. So let me copy another and create another, paste. And this one, we want a little different design. So you can imagine what kind of design you wanted. So we come and insert what we wanted, a default design over here. So let's say we wanted a kind of a thank you slide over here. So what we do, we take this and we are, I mean, this is just to show you, you can create your own in terms of what you wanted, thank you or something else, or maybe like some kind of a prompt message coming up. Slide master is a slide template you're creating, because most of the client will have their own templates, right? Or they want you to create a template rather than using the ready-made one with their logo and all that. That's the reason we took a logo. This red and white circle is a logo. So this is where you can keep it like this. Let's say you want text here, and then here, and then here. Yeah, so this is just to do the bit of alignment. It's done. So we want, let's say this is a name, this is the phone number or something, however you want it. Yeah, if you want, you can also vanish it off. How do you vanish it off? You can go to your this insert and again take a shape. Let's say this particular shape, because you don't want this logo to appear over here, and just fill it up white, because your background is white. We haven't changed the background. And then your shape outline also. Why are you doing it? Because you already have it over here. And why can't you remove it? Because whatever there in the master slide, this will automatically come in the other slides. Unless until I change it. So I'm trying to change it. I'm going to hide it. Just see, like this, I can duplicate this one. Let's say I duplicate this one, copy it, make another copy. And I now wanted two text boxes. Let's say one text box and another text box. Yeah, I also want the text boxes to have a heading, let's say. So I'm going to make two more text boxes. Okay, so I'm going to take one at a time now. So take it a little down and then make a copy of it and then make it a smaller size. Let's say heading. Like you have two distinguished things, right? Here. So if I want, just a little bit of alignment adjustment need to be done. Just for distinction, if I want, I can keep it a little different color. Maybe from the shape. Okay, so these are like, I need to insert text boxes. That's why, because the image can be also inserted. That's why it has come up like this. So let me just remove it off. It's not looking that great. There we go. So this is where you have things can be inserted. You can keep a regular text box also by going to insert and text box over here instead of taking this whole thing. So I have just taken that. That's why it's looking like this. Yeah, and then we say close. So now if I insert, now suppose I want to insert another one, then what I can do, I can choose from this particular thing, from my basic layout, what I wanted. Can you see that, guys? Let's say I want this one. Yeah, and then again, see new. Now you know why we use it. Where do we use it? I hope you got it now. Yeah, so you can create another slide, let's say from basic layout. These are your options which are available. So you can take whatever. So what happens, you don't have to create it. Everything is done. You can just have to work around. So the color combi and whatever theme, the template of that particular should match with the font, the color and the text, the usually every company have a norm that these are the colors which are allowed, these are the colors not allowed, and this is a logo you have to insert. Logo should come this way, this should be the size of it, and this is what your font colors which are allowed, these are the acceptable fonts, etc. So creating a deck like your template like this will allow you to get that thing whole done, because everything will be standardized across your course. Instead of creating random and some random color, this is my this is what I have in my selection, and I can use it from my selection this way. So all that options, you can create multiple like this. Let's say this one with the media. So same thing happens when you go to your, this insert, and you go to these existing, the templates which are available here. Let's say new from the content library. These are nothing. These are templates. So this is velocity is a free one, which you will get it. You can drag it from here also. Let's say I want like this table of the velocity. I can add it to my template. Otherwise, the rest all are themes. So we're creating our own theme using the master slide. Let's say if I want to take it, I can still take this also. Let's say I've added it over here. It's just getting added. And then I can change the color a little bit. I can come back to the slide master. Once again, click on the slide master. Now you see this whole velocity got added. Can you see that? The slides of velocity, the template. Yeah. So I can make edits. Let's say I want this color to be more of like from here, the color to be a little bit. See, whatever changes you do in your master slide will appear in all the slides mostly, unless you separately add a slide. So here, for the velocity, they have kept it clean and they have made changes in the subsequent. So we can do the same thing, or we can put the logo at one place and it comes up automatically in all the places. Yeah, did you do it before setting the trigger? You can go to the timeline and click on the, you can click on the button too. No, you locked it. You need to unlock it. Yeah, always keep it unlocked. Yeah. And then click on the states. Besides the timeline, the states are mentioned. And the states, see you have timeline here, then states. Click on the states. You need to click on the edit state first. Click on the button. Yes, there we go. No, now choose the color of the button so that you are clear. Learner is also clear. Otherwise, all buttons will look blue color. There wouldn't be any distinction. Yeah, that is not necessary to change. If you want to make a distinction for the learner, the disabled one can be kept as a gray color, so the learner is aware that this is not yet enabled unless until they complete the first module. Select that format. There you have format on the top, and then choose the color of the button. Small drop down here. Okay, so the visited is disabled is orange color. Okay, got it. Yeah, always ensure that you have a logical connection. What happens? Orange is like ready to go, or you're moving around. So, I mean, this is not bad. This is also good, but usual logic, what it says, we apply in e-learning. We use color where there's a selection or hovering or something. So you apply that. This is also fine, however. Gray color would be more suitable for disabled, the buttons which are disabled. Yeah. And if you want to change the color of the other state, for instance, you want to change the visited one to some other color, let's say a green color or something, you can do that as well. No, module 1 will be always enabled. Nothing will be done. Only the states will change. So what I would recommend, let me take a control so that I can just show you quickly. Okay, just a moment. I'll clear the notation first. Yeah, there we go. Right. So what we do at this moment, for time being, don't take it. Let's do it for the state and then we will copy. So our job will become easier. So select the button 1, module 1. Button 1 is your module 1. So I'll just write it over here. Later we won't have any confusion as M. I will select that button which is already selected and come to the states and change states. Edit state, and there we go. Come to the disabled. Which color do you want to keep the disabled? Right. So let me keep it then gray color. Do you want to change the visited or any other one? Let's say visited one. They have already visited that module. So which color do you think? Green or orange, or you can suggest any color. There's no norm as such. We can set the norm, but most of the time for disabled one, we keep it gray just to give an indication. For the rest all, you can choose. Let's say visited is green because he's already gone to that place. And if you want to change the hover, that also you can change, or you can leave it as it is. So if you want to change it to some other color, that let's say to the purple color or sky blue color, that option is there. Yeah, so let me change it to let's say blue color just for time being, just to get an idea. This is where we are done. We say done. because we change the state of this particular button, now
Huh.
we will copy it. Because if we don't
Okay.
copy it before, then again we have to do it separately for each button.
Okay.
So to
Got it.
because as a developer, we need to keep on getting that proficiency in terms of avoiding the duplication and that
Correct.
same thing. I mean, there's no point. So we change the name of the button also. This is our module. Yeah, this is module 3.
Yes.
Now we will come. This is normal state. It is kept over here. You can see the normal state is blue. It needs to be changed to the gray color. So what we do is select this button and we come back to our, in the timeline now you can say I've selected this, come to the state and change here. Initial state, what do we want? Disabled one. Excellent. That's right. The same thing we do it for this button also. We come to the button and we say initial state will be disabled. Unless
Disabled.
until the trigger will be executed, then this will become enabled. Do you, I think you need to create some slide, maybe just create a blank slide. Otherwise, there's no next thing to go. So you can just, yeah,
Okay.
jump to, this is okay. This is fine. Good to go. No problem. You can create
Okay.
slides later. For the module 2, now the trigger need to be changed.
Yes.
2 and 3.
Right?
Jump to, yeah, just check out. Jump to, what action do we want? Click on that. Jump to slide, click on that. That first action itself. That action itself
Yes.
here. Yeah, click on that.
Hmm.
Yeah, what action do we want? We want to change the state. First option, change the state of the button. The state is disabled, we have to enable it, right? Change the state of the button 2, which is your module 2, to normal when user clicks on. Or
Done.
you can say when when user clicks or user visited. I mean, either way, that should work out. The state of the button 1 is visited. You can put it that way. I think that will be better, more effective. So you can click on the state of, now, very good. Yes. Great, you did it perfectly. Now what you can do, the command which you created now, can you
Huh?
see it in your trigger? If you just copy that command,
Huh.
Control C and paste it on that button 3. Select the button 3 and then yes, that's what we are doing. We are setting conditions. We want the condition which we have put is when the user, user clicks on button 3. When user clicks on button 3, if the state of the button 2 is visited,
Button
but the button 3 is already, okay, got it. If the state of the button 2 is visited, state of the button 1 is normal. Getting a little complicated over here. Try it out. You can click on the preview now. Preview the publish. This over here towards your right hand side, you have a preview. Click on this small arrow. That small arrow. Yeah. So just click on that small arrow. You will have an option to only preview the slide. If you have a lot of
So
slides,
we have only one slide now.
that's why for you it's easy. Next time, only that particular slide.
Yes.
Click on the module 1 now. Yeah, the hover state is coming. Okay, now module 2, click on it. And now try it on module 3. It's not happening because the
No.
triggers were confused. The triggers were not considered and taken. Absolutely. The triggers are logical, things will just absolutely work. Triggers need to be simple as possible. We will work around with a condition in some time.
So
But
is it
yeah, gray means it's disabled. It need to be enabled. Yeah, so that command, the trigger which we set, which you have set just now for enabled, it is not taking that logic. So we have to go and edit it. So don't apply condition direct. We don't require a condition. The condition itself says that when the learner, the state of the button 2 is visited, then only the button 1 will get but button 3 will get activated. Simple logic. To change the
So-
state of not clicks. When the state of the button, not clicks, it should
State.
automatically get enabled. Yes.
Yes.
No clicking required. Automatic enablement. That condition was not fitting properly, what I felt. Anyway, never mind. Button 1 and button 2 also you can select. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. 2, normal. Yes, visited. Yeah. See, the light blue color is basically making the modules enabled because you visited that particular thing. So remember, whenever you click on a button, it means you're entering the scene. At this moment, we have not created the slides for the scene, but again, it should work because we will be connecting. If you remember, I connected that particular module to a particular scene. We create more slides, we connect to the scene. That's how usually it works. We will be doing that also in due course of time. Yeah, screen or slide or however you want it. Let's say the scene is only one, but you have multiple slide for each of the scene, or you each of the slide, multiple slides for a particular module, or you can have multiple scenes for each of the module, like one scene for one module, second scene for two module, third scene for that can be an option, however you want it.